background videos. So maybe we'll come back tonight. We'll see. See, Jack gets to see this before you two do. Yes, I can. Alright, so you guys can see it okay?
Yep.
Welcome to a slasher dating sim.
God, I did forget about this. This is X-rated.
Yeah,
No,
you
this
did.
is X-rated, isn't it?
No, it's the demo isn't.
The demo isn't? Okay.
So isn't this like opening screen here based off My Bloody Valentine?
Yes.
Yes. Let's see how many horror references that the chat and the people in the call can get. Mike, you don't count.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know horror as good as y'all, so I probably will only get a handful, if that.
Good on this one. A lot of people don't actually get My Bloody Valentine. It did say that the demo was safe for work. I'm double checking right now. If it gets bad, we'll just yank it.
You're like panicking.
Oh, you can be a girl because the way the freaking
Vessel.
thing made it look
Choose
they were
your
all gay.
sex.
I'm going female.
Get destroyed.
Ah, Freddy!
You want Freddy? We go. Ah! You can only have Jason.
Boo!
Wait a minute,
He's so
you
happy.
can't do the minor?
Yeah,
Nope.
literally the.
It's just a demo, remember?
Okay, alright, well.
This is something I want to show these actual
We get my favorite.
people and see their. The afternoon sun is high, and despite the canopy of green overhead, it still beats down on me with that familiar summer heat. It would be enjoyable were I not dragging every bit of luggage to my name by the hand on an ill-kempt dirt road. Admittedly, it was still gorgeous out, and I felt reassured as I reminded myself what lay at the end of this god-forsaken trail. I had landed a position as a counselor in training at a Camp Crystal Lake, doing most of their dirty work, cleaning up after kids, washing dishes, etc., etc. It'll be fun, I tell myself. It was a chance to get out, see some nature. I'd spoken briefly with one of the owners of the camp when I called about the position, an older woman who said she owned the place and ran it with her son. Nice reference. I wonder how much of this land they actually owned. Seeing just how expensive it was now that I was in the dead center of it all, I found it hard to believe they could afford the upkeep of such a large piece of land. Summer camps profit alone, especially one this far down the dirt road. Wait, where is the road? Who? Take it, Kim.
Where am I?
By the way, you don't have to say any curse words if you don't feel comfortable.
Mostly just the GDs.
Yeah, that's fine. I just wanted to let you know we're not going to try to push. We don't push anyone to say anything they don't feel comfortable with.
Appreciate it.
I'll corrupt you into that later. Well, this is a little too much nature. Before I realized it, I'd made a couple of wrong steps off the beaten path, straight into the unfamiliar territory. A thicket so vast I could barely see the light of day. I tried to turn around and retrace my steps back to the path, but it was as if they'd vanished, blending in with the rest of the navigable forest. Sorry, it's the way the font is throws me off a little bit. I'm actually going to see if I can change that. Okay, they don't have a way yet to do that. I'm pretty sure I still remember the direction I'm supposed to be headed, so I start walking again, now trudging through the thick kudzu with my... You know what, Mike? Take over the narrator. I need a break.
Alright. I'm pretty sure I still remember the direction I'm supposed to be heading, so I start walking again, now trudging through thick kudzu with my heavy bags in tow. The more I walked, the woods just seemed to get deeper and deeper. It was almost eerie how quiet it was out there. Being immersed in nature is one thing, but it felt like I was the only living, breathing thing for miles. After a few minutes of treading along, my ear caught a sound, a thumping noise, somewhere off in the distance. It was almost rhythmic, like chopping? I picked up the pace, high stepping it toward the direction I thought I heard the sound coming from. I followed the sound as it got louder and louder, and just in the distance I could make out a figure. I could just barely see them past the trees, but it was distinctly a person. I maneuvered past some down logs and tree stumps to try and get close enough to see them, and for them to see me. They seemed to have their back turned.
Hello?
The man perked up, turning to face me. I stood like a deer in headlights, taken aback by his appearance. He was a massive, lumbering form, draped in heavy clothing that felt unnatural for this kind of heat. He donned an unsettling, tattered mask on his face and stared unnervingly through me with unseeing eyes. He turned his body completely to look at me, looming over me like a shadow.
And it turned out it was Jason X. You're screwed.
For Jason. That was when I saw it. The axe in his hand. There was a beat of silence. Then he moved towards me. In a panic, I dropped my bags and made a break for it. I ran blind deeper into the woods, putting as much distance between myself and that thing as possible as I could. As I could. Just as I began to feel safe, a thick root jutted out of the ground, caught my foot, and launched me into the dirt. The wind was completely knocked out of me, and I heaved as I attempted to sit up quicker than my body would allow. Before I could pick myself back up, there he was, somehow right behind me, looming over me like a bear. His chest raises and falls with slow, deep breaths as he stares silently at me.
Teleporting bastard.
My body feels like ice. I'm not even breathing anymore. The air is caught in my throat. I'm sure I'm going to die. The figure lurches forward, and I instinctively brought my hands up to shield myself from what was to come. But nothing came. Anxiously, I opened my eyes to find that the man is now crouched down, offering me a hand. He isn't chopping me up with an axe or stringing me up by the neck. He's just trying to help me up. I take his hand cautiously, and before I can protest, he places another strong hand around my arm to support me as I stand. He must have seen how badly I ate it, and assumed my leg might not feel great after such a wipeout.
Oh, listen to the music. Did you catch it?
I did.
This is amazing. I have to do the full game when it comes out.
Oh, dear God.
This is an adult game, I will warn people, but I believe from what I saw that the demo does not have adult scenes.
He brushes off my shoulders, too, dusting off the dirt that coated my arms. Nothing felt broken, but I was definitely bruised from the fall. He brings his hand to his chest, beginning to sign. Alright, well, I guess I'm gonna, even though I guess he's talking to you in sign language.
Give it a voice, it's fine.
Sorry.
It's the music that keeps throwing me off.
Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. You dropped your bags. I see now that he has my backpack slung over his shoulder and my suitcase sitting at his feet. He had time to follow me and grab my heavy-ass bags. Jesus. Are you looking for the campgrounds?
I'll take back over as narrator. You don't have to do too much. I realized he was talking to me in ASL, so I began to sign back to him.
But me do this, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, actually. Do you know where they are?
He nodded and picked up my suitcase and motioned for me to follow him. Silence flowed between the man and I as I found myself staring at his back. His strides were long and well experienced with the terrain, while I still felt myself catch an uneven ground. I hurry up my pace to match his, the quiet of the forest creeping back up my spine as my bruise began to ache dully.
Sorry, it's the chat got me for a minute there. Someone canceled Scrooge McDuck.
What?
In the chat.
What? What? Hold on. Why? This is just him. They're messing with us. Hold on, I'm checking. Oh my god, they weren't kidding.
What?
Disney reportedly permanently bans 2 Don Rosa Uncle Scrooge stories. Why? It's already hard enough to get those comics. Don Rosa received an email that 2 of his classic stories will never be reprinted or published as part of a collection again. The 2 stories were Richest Duck in the World and Dream of a Lifetime. It was most likely the richest duck in the world. Being called out actually is the story of the empire building from Calisota, as the story is sometimes referred to as the richest duck in the world. Both of the stories and the Dream of a Lifetime both include Bombi the Zombie. Oh. That's still bullshit.
Lame.
That's bullshit. That's bullshit. I know the character they're talking about. That's bullshit. But now it's going to be even harder because trying to get reprints and like archives of those comics are stupidly expensive. Because I've tried to get them. Yeah, I knew it was going to be... He's not even racist. What the fuck? I don't get it. I'll put it in... I'll send it to you. I don't think this is racist. And they even used him in the newer cartoons, so it's bullshit. I'll send it to both of you. Because he's supposed to be a classical voodoo zombie.
Yeah.
So we're just erasing a black character, that's all. Even though he's not a bad character at all. That is bullshit. I hate Disney.
So stupid.
I gotta get with my Italian to see if he can get me a copy of those archives. But that came out of nowhere. They're not even reprinting the comics. That's what's confusing me. Anyway. I pause, hoping to break the awkward feeling building within my chest. I was gonna say, no, it's not the VA. It's because you can look up Bombo the Zombie. Bombi the Zombie. It's a black character because he's supposed to come from like Hades or Africa or something. Because it's like a classical zombie. But he's not a bad character. That's the whole thing. It's not a bad character. It's stupid.
Do people often get lost, or am I a special case?
I'm gonna lower just a little. The man's head tilted in my direction, his eyes catching mine through the hollowed holes in his old worn hockey mask as he shook his head no, when he caught sight of my offered hand willing to take back my bags.
It happens. Luckily, you ran into me.
Not so luckily, I also ran into the ground. I smile, ignoring the discomfort of my embarrassment as I pushed the conversation forward.
It could be easy to lose yourself here. Intentionally, I mean.
A low chuckle of response sounds from my woodsy savior, and I can't help but to brighten as a smile tugs against my cheeks. It's a sound I just couldn't help but to beam at. So he can speak. Why is he doing sign?
Jason can't speak.
But he can laugh?
He can make like basic human noises, but he can't actually form speech.
Fair enough.
Sorry again for scaring you.
Don't worry about it. Really isn't your fault.
I mean, he's a giant maxed axe-wielding man alone in the middle of the woods. He's not exactly the most approachable figure. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was reading the thing too. I didn't know that. It was mostly the axe. What were you doing out here anyway?
chopping wood for our campers to carve later. For making fire as well.
Okay, I didn't know that. Well, that made sense. See a man out in the woods with an axe? Think firewood, not maniac. I do like how they do the background. After a few minutes of correcting my poor navigation, we finally made it to the campgrounds. It's a bit surreal how different it is from the deep woods. The campgrounds are so full of life, kids playing and running around. From the center of the grounds, you can really get a good look at the lake. It really is beautiful out here. In this light, I can get a much better look at the man. He's still massive. Lighting didn't really change that, but he definitely doesn't look as menacing now. Beware his mom. Yes. He sits my bag down and turns to look at me. Just because he doesn't look menacing doesn't mean he isn't still intimidating.
Are you one of the new counselors?
Yes, I am.
Oh, great. Stabby, stabby. Your cabin is back there. Feel free to get started. We can start your training first thing tomorrow.
No, he has to wait for you to have sex. He has to set that off. Did he just say training?
Do you work here?
He nodded.
My name is Jason Voorhees.
Oh, what an odd line of work for someone of his demeanor. Wait, is this the son of Miss Voorhees mentioned on the phone? I felt an immediate hot wash of embarrassment. It's not a great first impression to run in fear from your new employer. Should introduce myself. I'm not letting Mike pick the name. Kim, it's all yours.
Now you put me on the spot. Like, I want it to be something creative. But
Do you want him to pick the name after last time?
no. Just what Junior? No, we're not naming her that.
Yeah, I could just name him, no?
Jessica Rabbit.
No, we're not calling it Jizzbot Jr. chat.
Jessica Rabbit.
No.
I have a suggestion.
It won't let me. We'll just say Jess. How about that?
Yeah. Well, it's nice to meet you. I'm Jess.
It's nice to meet you too, Jess.
I can almost hear the warmth in his his signed words. How genuinely happy he is to make conversation. It softens those edges a bit. A noise catches Jason's attention, pulling him away from the conversation.
I have to get going. If you need anything, I'll be around. See you in the morning, Jess.
With that, he was gone, wandering off somewhere across the campsite. I picked up my bags and headed towards my cabin, relieved that I was minutes away from a well-deserved nap. I trudged down the path, watching the cabin emerge from the cover of the trees. Excuse me, I have hiccups. Counselors were hanging. Nope.
Go down some water.
Counselors were. Yeah, give me a second. Okay. I think I got it. Counselors were hanging around the cabin porch, talking amongst themselves and getting their room assignments. Kevin Bacon. Yo! A voice called out to me. Yeah, you. Come over here. I need to get you signed in. I turned to see a couple of counselors. A guy who looked a bit older than me and a girl who was probably around the same age as me. Aw, damn it, I was hoping it would be.
Sorry, I didn't realize. My name's Jess.
Yeah, my name's Kevin. I'm in charge around here, so you come to me if you have any issues, got it?
Okay.
Kevin looks up and down his list before giving me a passive, unimpressed glance. It is Kevin Bacon that was in the end.
In the original, yes, it was Kevin Bacon.
Okay.
Although he did not wear a bandana.
He didn't, but that would have been amazing. Yep. You're on here all right. Fern, show Jess around the cabin, would you?
Would you like me to be
What
Fern?
the fuck is that? Go for it. The girl perked up and nodded.
Sure, follow me. Jess, I'll show you to your room.
I gave Kevin a thank you nod, but he was already on to talking to the next counselor on the list. I followed Fern inside and was immediately welcomed by the cozy air of the traditional wooden cabin. Fern led me to my room and gestured for me to head inside. Now this can't be real. Look at how nice
Yeah,
that looks
right?
compared to what normal ones look.
I've been. Alrighty, make yourself at home. I'll be by to get you later for dinner. See you in a bit.
Last time I was at a camp, one of those camps, they had a Category 5 hurricane. That was not fun. And all the camp counselors ditched everyone so they could go hide in the safe area. All the kids got to fend for themselves. We exchanged a wave as Fern hurried back out to greet the other incoming counselors. I sat my luggage down and made a beeline for the bed. Unpacking can wait. Sitting on the edge of the bed, I kicked off my shoes, only now realizing just how sore my feet were from the walk here. I fell back on the bed, climbing under the neatly made quilt. It wasn't long after my head hit the pillow that I was drifting off to sleep. The morning sun bathes Camp Crystal Lake in a pastel washing. I go out making coffee and some toast before what is sure to be a busy day. Oh, what happened? Hold on. Did it? Oh, it did freeze. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Give me a second. Discord froze again. Discord is not being our friend today. Sorry about that. Discord is freezing up a lot today.
It's all good.
See if I... Oh, I can change it. Hold on. I might be able to change this to make this work better.
Wait.
How's that? Let me know if it's faster and stuff. I managed to change it to 720. I'm helping with the other counselors set up in preparation for campers today. My toast pops up from the toaster and I drag my feet to the kitchen table. I bite into my toast and sip my coffee, still feeling the early morning drunkenness. As I'm on my last bit of toast, there comes a knock at the screen door. I scarf it down and pad down the hallway. Seeing a large silhouette at the door, I open it up to see Jason standing there, impossibly tall and muscular. His clothes are tight against his huge frame, and I can practically feel the power. Take a shot every time Discord freezes, yeah. I can practically feel the power that radiates from him as his broad chest lightly follows his breath. Seeing Jason almost instantly puts a smile on my face. My screaming legs finally shut up from being blessed by his mere presence.
Hey, Jason. What brings you here?
Good morning, Jess. I know you were going to join the other counselors in setting up today, but I could really use your help if it's okay with you. The campers are going to arrive soon, so this place needs to be in working order. Think you're up for it? If you want, that is.
I can tell Jason's a little shy. It's strange seeing such a huge and impressive man act like this, but honestly, I think it's adorable. I can't help but feel a wide grin grow on my face.
Of course, that sounds great. Come on in. I'm just finishing up my morning routine.
Jason follows me inside, ducking a bit to get under the doorframe.
I'm going to change. I'll be right back. Just wait right here.
Why can't I come with you?
Right?
Give it time. Jason nods and does what he's told. My heart pounds with excitement in my ears as I head upstairs to change out of my PJs and into my day clothes. He wants me to go with him? After I brush my teeth, splash my face with water, and take one last look in the mirror, I head down back to him.
So wait, this cabin has a toaster, kitchen table, and an upstairs?
It's
Yes.
a counselor's cabin, so I'm assuming it's probably a bit more decorated. than
Oh,
the
you know what
cabin
it probably is? Remember the big cabin?
Yeah, probably. Or part of it. Ready, Jess?
I smile and give him a nod, patting my hands on his broad shoulders. We head out the door together and walk side by side to the activities area. Our first job is to haul the kayaks to their proper racks. I watch in disbelief as Jason saunters by with two of them in tow. I'm struggling with just one.
Cheater!
I watch Jason's shoulders shake in laughter. He helps to drag the kayak I'm battling and lifts it into its appropriate slot. He is so incredible, he's barely even breaking a sweat. It's backbreaking work, but we're able to get it done in record time thanks to Jason's raw strength. Next, we set up the archery range. Jason and I prepare the lanes, set up the targets, and count out the supplies. I bundle them together, 3 arrows and 1 finger tab for each camper. Jason restrings each bow and tests them to make sure they're taut and firm.
Hot.
Taut, sorry.
For some reason, all I can think about is, like, if you blue ball him during this, he just kills everybody.
I'm wondering if that's what's gonna happen.
With this station, all that matters is safety. Make sure the kids, and the counselors for that matter, only point their bow down range when it is their turn to fire. And always aim for the head. You wouldn't believe how many people almost put someone else's eye out because their mind isn't on safety.
I can imagine. Right. No accidents on my watch.
I make sure each and every lane is clear of debris, and in no time we're finished up at the archery range. Next, we go to the woodcutting area. I watch in awe as Jason yanks a huge axe out of the stump and, in one deft motion, hefts it back over his shoulder before bringing it back down to the block of wood resting on the stump. The wood block snaps in two. I stare as he repeats the process a few times before turning to me, chest heaving and sweat glistening on his skin. My face heats up at the holy sight. We couldn't get this as a drawing? Nope, okay. This is a demo. He pulls out a knife from the back of his pocket and begins chipping away at one of the split logs. He doesn't even need to look at what he's doing. Shut up, Alexa.
Want to give it a try?
Me?
Jason chuckles, and the sound is an absolute delight. God, Jason is he's so... Stop it, Jess. Focus.
Yes, here. I have an extra carving knife.
Alright. Here goes nothing.
You suck.
What should I make? What do you want to make?
A mask.
I attempt to carve Jason's mask.
Oh. Is that my mask?
Yeah, it's just a hockey mask, not specifically yours or anything.
I let out a nervous laugh. I hope he doesn't think it's weird. Is my face getting hot? A small chuckle comes from Jason as he signs to me.
Well, either way, I think it's nice. Do you think I could keep it if you don't want it, of course?
Yeah.
Gift it.
Oh, really? I don't have anything I plan to do with it, so sure. Oh my gosh.
It's perfect.
Oh, Lord. Thank you so much, Jess. I'll pin it on the wall when I get back to my cabin.
Aw, of course, Jason. I'm glad you like it.
Well, you must be ready for a break now. It's so hot out here. Let's go stock up the freezer. That'll cool us down.
I sincerely doubt that statement as I watch Jason's lift his shirt to dab the sweat on his neck, exposing his muscular stomach. I follow Jason to the camp kitchen, where we stock the camp's freezers and pantries with food, enjoying the cool air surrounding us. Oh God. Man, they made her look like a
God,
mannequin, didn't
no!
they?
That looks like a
See?
guy.
It does.
That
They
does
did
look
not do
like
a good job.
that looks like oh God, why am I mixing Betsy Palmer?
That's just
The hairdo is right though. It's also
the
I don't
hair
think
is.
she's nearly as tall as, giant mutant Jason.
She's not. The outfit's right, but the hands look kind of manly, and so does the
Yeah,
face.
no, it looks like they just put some shit on like a man's avatar. That's funny. Oh God. All right. So who wants to be Pam?
I can do it if no one else does.
I mean, you're voicing a lot with all the narratives, so I don't mind being
You
her.
can be Pamela. Miko, you don't get to be Pamela. No. You gonna argue with me? You gonna get pets? Yeah, you gonna pet. Okay, go for it.
Yoo-hoo! Jason, Jess, would you mind helping me prepare dinner?
That's perfect.
Of course, mother.
Absolutely, happy to help, Mrs. Voorhees. Please, dear, call me Pamela.
Jason and I help Pamela chop vegetables for salad and man the grills and ovens, which are lined with barbecued meat and aluminum wrapped potatoes, respectively.
My, Jason has you quite busy today. Oh, yeah, but it's been great. I feel like I've learned a lot.
Hold on, why is my thing going nuts? Okay.
You did great today. There shouldn't be much more to do here before the campers arrive.
I'd love to hear it, my dears. You've taken the hard work off my hands. I'm so grateful.
The dining hall fills with counselors, and Pamela lets us pick our foods first. She stands on her tiptoes to whisper something in Jason's ear. He bends down to hear her. Their eyes flicker to me briefly, and I shift from one foot to the other. Jason waves to his mother as they part ways, and he rejoins me.
Do you want to eat with me? I actually have a question for you.
Sure, I'd love to.
We pile our plates high with hot food, and Jason leads us over to a log by the fire to eat. We eat together, and I can barely contain my excitement at being able to spend so much time with him. Is he gonna kill people?
No, I don't think so.
Well, I've been thinking. I know you were supposed to take a camping trip with the other counselors, but I was wondering if you wanted to go with me and the kids. If not, I understand. It's last minute and all.
I screech in delight in my mind, but give Jason a gentle smile.
Jason, make me really happy to go with you.
Especially because that means I probably won't die with the counselors.
Does that just mean that you're gonna watch Jason go ham on some younglings? Like, is that basically what we're looking at here?
That would be amazing.
Really? That's great. My mother agreed to take your place with the other counselors. This means a lot to me.
I study his masked face, his eyes lit up and bright in the firelight. I can hardly contain my own excitement. He must really like spending time with me. I like that we never once asked about the mask. Has not come up once. We're just cool with it.
Yeah.
I'll come get you tomorrow morning and we'll head out.
That sounds great. Looking forward to it.
We finish eating and throw our paper plates into the garbage. Our eyes meet and I shuffle from one foot to the other.
I'll walk you back to your cabin.
The night air is sweet with honeysuckle as we trek back to our cabins.
I love it here. You can see the stars so well. Where I'm from, you'd never get this kind of visibility.
I forgot, where is the camp
Supposed to be in New Jersey.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, me too. It's really beautiful. Why have we not gotten a movie with Jason in the snow? I know they did a fan film like that once, but why have we not gotten a movie with like Jason in like the winter woods?
That would be an interesting one. I noticed Jason shove his hands into his coat pockets, and I swear I see the hint of a flush paint his neck in the sliver of moonlight.
Well, here's my stop.
Oh, yes. Well, thanks for helping out. I enjoyed spending time with you today.
Anytime. Yeah, I did too.
I start up the stairs and turn to wave to Jason.
See you in the morning, Jason.
Good night, Jess. Don't let the bed bugs bite.
I smile and nod my head at him. He probably does have bed bugs in there. Before closing the door and happily trotting to my bed. I stand next to the bed and fall backwards on top of it, letting out a sigh. I'm so lucky. I get to hang out with Jason again tomorrow. Thank you, Pamela, for covering for me. Yeah, I'm sure there's plenty of people that say that.
Shouldn't she be decapitated by now?
I mean, this is like.
I'm just saying.
She's gonna be the one that lives until she says no to him. My eyes grow heavier to the point where I can barely keep them open. I'm gonna be honest, I'm surprised with all the movies we haven't got one where Jason's just really hot for a chick. Jason and I did so much work today. I feel so exhausted. I search for the covers with my legs and pull them over myself. Before I know it, I started to drift to sleep. It's now been a few days since I arrived at the camp, and they have been nothing but short of tedious. Learning everything from preparing the finest crustless peanut butter and jellies to being able to help perfect. Hold on, I'm making sure that something's not. What is going on with my Discord? Sorry. To being able to help perfect the ultimate tent pitching technique. There's a joke in there. It's something of a thankless job, I've come to realize, but there are parts of it I've found quite rewarding. Though my initial encounter with the large, looming camp counselor was a shaky start, every moment since then has been one of genuine enjoyment. I find myself stealing glances and hidden coy smiles when I watch him work alongside me. Before I might have died of embarrassment any time his chest touched my back, trying to adjust my hold on tools or equipment. Jokes right there. Or hid from sight when he had to put out a stove fire because I wasn't paying complete attention to the food. Of course, now that I've had plenty of time to allow him to be my teacher and show me the ropes, being a quick learner has only come to benefit me and let me get a little closer to my new head counselor. There's something about him that gives me butterflies in the pit of my stomach, making my skin warm and my thoughts muddled. I mean, of course these things happen. Crushes like these happen all the time when people spend every minute of the day together, but I don't know why, but something feels different. Should I be feeling this way? Now that dinner's prepared, I should do something a little more productive than all this daydreaming. Maybe a shower would help. I don't want to smell like oil and parm when I see Mr. Voorhees later. Now, if I don't have to, now, not if I don't have to, anyways. My boots crunch against the gravel as I step out of the mess hall, and take in the crisp summer breeze. The sky paints itself hues of pink, orange, and purple, and my mind steadily returns to my thoughts. I was caught off guard when he personally asked me, of all the counselors, to help him with tonight's bonfire, though admittedly I felt a swell of pride. It meant a lot that he felt he could trust me with setting things up and taking care of the kids, and even more so considering I'm the newest of the crew. I imagine it might have been something to do with my ability to mesh with the kids, but I don't care. Whatever the reason, I'm not going to let him down. I find my way back to the counselor's cabin, gathering a change of clothes and a robe in one arm. I press my back to the wooden stall back and wait for the others to finish. The sound of giggling can only mean one thing, and I can't help but roll my eyes. Eventually, the duo in question would step out, sharing a knowing look with me before it was finally my turn. I enjoyed the heat of the steam and scrubbed off the smells of firewood and cooked bacon from my body. I tie my robe back on, letting out a satisfied sigh, and began to head back inside. I find my pants and throw on my favorite sweater. Oh, I'm actually kind of surprised for an adult game it didn't show that scene. I pat. Well, like I said, I'm pretty sure this demo is all, safe for work. Also, just checking, you guys still there or did Discord freeze again?
Still there.
Here.
Okay, good. I am now paranoid. Thank you, Discord. I pat the big camp sign with a long sigh before heading out, only making it a few steps before down the stairs before slamming straight into something solid.
What the hell?
I look up, rubbing my nose, and then I feel my face turning bright red. Of course, I'd run right on into Jason. That's what I get for not paying attention. I shrink a bit and roll my lips into a thin smile.
Bitch.
Mr. Voorhees, I'm sorry. I didn't see you there.
I could tell. You're lucky you didn't trip. You could have sprained something.
I find myself mentally sighing. Now he was scolding me, and I didn't need him to speak. I didn't need him to speak to know what kind of tone he was adopting. I give a sheepish smile and sign back to him.
Don't wish ill on me now. I have dinner all set up. I know you said you needed some help. I was surprised you didn't ask Fern or Kevin for help. They're better at the tents than I am.
Oh, they're dead. Jason's gaze stays lingering on me for a moment. He shifts silently in thought before returning to his focus.
Wait a minute. I just realized something.
What?
So, in all of the Friday the 13th movies, they don't actually kill the campers. Only Sleepaway Camp did that. But they always kill the counselors. So what happens is Jason's off on his own thing, and then they send Mom off with the counselors. So what was originally supposed to probably happen is you're gonna help Jason kill all those counselors.
I am 1,000% okay with this, and I will buy this game tomorrow if they actually turn that into this.
Fern is busy setting up the kayaks on the boat rack tonight. As for Kevin...
His hand still, blue eyes shift to the ground. This is a familiar face, and he makes it a lot where Kevin is concerned. Is Jason's eyes actually blue?
I believe the only eye that he has remaining is blue, I think.
Okay.
I can't remember.
Oh gosh, I can't even read this.
Well, it's Kevin after all, so you needed to see me. I'm just happy to help. You came to the right counselor.
Well, it is Kevin after
I'm gonna
all.
guess the last one.
Kevin!
Well, Kevin is Kevin after all. None to mention he can't do a square knot to save his life. I'd be terrified to sleep in whatever tent he puts up.
It's faint, but the counselor can't help but grunt out pleasantly. His arms crossed against his broad chest, nodding in confirmation before raising a hand to sign freely.
You wouldn't be the first to say that. Plenty of the kids have been victimized by Kevin's tents. Tonight the campers will be able to sleep soundly with you helping them. All the more silent for the murders.
I'm doing something. Give me a second.
The murders.
Also, if you take most of this out of context, it sounds far worse.
Oh, it does.
It's hard to stop the smile from forming on the corners of my lips, rubbing the side of my neck sheepishly. I'm grateful he's too preoccupied gathering all the sports equipment. It would have been instant death had he seen the flush on my cheeks. Oh, don't worry, you seem like the only one he wants to keep alive at this point. My hands... Oh, you know what? This works even better because if you think about it, remember the first movie? It's not Jason doing the killings?
Yeah, it's just Mom. That was the other. That was
Mom
my
took
other
the other
thought. Is Mom
counselors.
just comes back and all the counselors are dead.
That's what I was thinking because she's the one that set this up. That's why I think that.
I'm going to kill you.
My hands found my face, rubbing to the heat I had felt before joining him as I walked towards the camp area. On my way, Jason is quick to sort the equipment on his designated rack, clapping the dust off his hands in completion. I'm not gonna lie, I probably will play the full game for this.
So, lead the way. Is there anything in particular you want me to start with first?
With ease, Jason collected all of the tent equipment in one arm, biceps flexing with impressive strength as he hoisted it to his shoulder. He notices my eyes lingering for a second too long, but he doesn't bring attention to it. Mom, not again. He hands me a box of snacks. I mean, it's the easiest way to make sure you don't have to pay him at the end of the summer.
Indeed.
And just think about it. I mean, they could be teenagers that the parents just wanted to get rid of. Wow, we're going really dark into this.
Camp We Don't Want
He hands
Ya?
me. Yeah, there we go. That's the real name of the camp.
No, that is literally a webcomic about, kids that are
Oh,
abandoned in a
Jesus,
camp.
nerd. Hi.
Hi!
Kim,
Sorry.
this is Nerd. Nerd, this is Kim.
Hello.
Hi! Hello, how are you? Sorry, I'm still, I just got off of work, so I was gonna do a bit of driving and I wanted to see what you were up to. Sorry, I was snooping. Is that okay?
You're fine. You're fine. I'll send you this game later. You'll probably want to play it.
What the F is this nightmare?
Killer dating sim?
Oh lord.
I
Are
like
you
it.
are you dating Jason Voorhees?
Bitch, I might.
And it's not camp counselor day, Jason?
It is Camp Counselor Jason.
But he's not wearing the short
It is
shorts.
literally Camp Counselor Jason.
But he's not wearing the short shorts.
I know he's not wearing the short shorts.
This
You don't
is
see the shorts.
Give it time.
Oh, no.
Give it time.
Exactly.
okay. Fine.
We gotta have a swimming scene first for him to be in the short shorts.
Okay, because that's what the camp counselor Jason comics always had. He's
also,
wearing the
I have
short
a funny,
shorts.
I have a funny feeling that since we're like Purity said, we're playing the demo, the real version is going to be a lot more explicit.
Oh, yeah. And hopefully a lot darker, too. Let's see. He hands me a box of snacks. All the trappings of s'mores and Vienna sausages. And cants his head
Camp?
cants his head to the side in a motion to follow after him. I've never heard that term.
It's your choice. These are the larger tents, since it's easier to keep the kids in groups. They've been complaining about noises. The easier I can see them, the better.
Imagine you imagine going to sleep and waking up in the middle of the night and that's just staring at you.
If you want, feel free to start the bonfire now. Then it's sundown. Either that or get the torches placed for the trail. After that, you can help with the tents if need be, and we can get food handed out after.
I nodded, huffing as I struggled to keep up with his long strides, especially with 50 pounds of food sitting in my lap, or hip. Once I arrive at the campsite, bare bones and ready to set up, I know exactly where I'd like to start.
His pants.
Torches.
I like the little knives. I like how his mask reminds me of a mustache.
It does.
A mustache, a cat wearing a mustache. That's what it looks like.
I'll start setting up the trail torches then. I have a feeling the kids are going to want to spend all their time out tonight. The weather is really nice.
Jason nods in agreement. Spreading out the tent supplies neatly, he jerks his head in the direction of the plastic container bin close to the scattered seats around the bonfire.
All of the materials should be in the bin. There should be oil in there as well. If there isn't, there's some in the kitchen storage area.
Without much preamble, I get to work, heading over to the bin and piling the torches into my arms. They're a lot heavier than I remember, but it's likely has something to do with picking up 8 of them at once. I feel myself stumble backwards a bit, and as I do, I feel the weight of my body tilt over, sneakers catching over shoelaces and gravel. An explosive gasp left my lips before the familiar feeling of strength took over. I had felt Jason's powerful arm pull me taut to his chest, and when I look up, clutching the torch tight to my chest, I saw the familiar sight of that hockey mask looking down at me, eyes filled with concern. Would you show it? That would be great.
Maybe the torch might be too heavy. Do you want me to take over for you?
Here.
I do like the sound effects.
The first one. We should stop meeting like this. We should probably stop meeting like this. I should be okay. Just took too much is all.
There's something of a low chuckle that muffles behind the hockey mask, and it makes my body feel hot all over. With ease, Jason sets me back upright, adjusting the tiki torches in my arms properly before placing his hand at the small of my back in encouragement. I can't help but beam at him a bit. He can't help but soften his gaze when I do, a gentle exchange of silent acknowledgement. Will you kill somebody already, Jason?
That's not happening.
He turns. I know. Actually, let me quickly look. I want to see if there's anything like that. Give me a second. I'll look at the thing for a minute.
I don't think this is that kind
Oh,
of
it
game.
doesn't show any. Yeah, it doesn't show any on here, but I can go look at their.
You know, I don't think you murder people in this one. I think you just kiss.
I'm hoping the mom does the murdering. That would be really funny. Yeah, it doesn't show anything much on this.
That
other
was-
than stuff that I don't care about.
That's what happens in Camp Counselor Jason. Except, you know, she usually gets foiled by her own son. But she's like, I'm gonna kill all these camp counselors except for my son. And then the son, like, accidentally, like, assists in saving everybody.
He turns his attention back to stomping the stakes into the ground. Already practically done with the first hand, before turning to the side to sign to me.
I'll leave the oil canister by the start of the trail. If you drop that, well...
Fried chicken counselor for dinner?
Jason pauses, stupefied by my immediately quick wit, and finds himself chuckling again.
I'll say. I eat people.
What? I'm on a roll, I think to myself, heading back up the trail and enjoying the lingering feeling of eyes on my back. I hope the full version does add a lot more art. That is my one thing I'm going to say, is I do hope it adds more artwork to this.
Yeah, because it's one picture and a buttload of backgrounds.
Yeah, but it is also a demo, so I can give it to them for that.
Okay.
It was a short walk, and fortunately for me, the trail used the torches plenty, easily finding small holes in the ground to plant each torch firmly in the ground. It took a little doing. I'm thankful that since I started working here, my legs have gotten plenty of workout from hiking and climbing with the kids. Any torch that gives me pause, I was quick to wrap my legs around and keep it in place, grunting until finally it fell successfully in place and remained upright firmly. Torch, you fuckers!
There we go. In record time, too. I like to see Kevin make these torches so straight.
I'm going to throw something at you, chat. There's a moment where I feel my entire body freeze, however, and my posture straightens up quickly. Goosebumps riddle my skin, making the hair on my arms stand up, and instinctively I spin on my heels, gravely kicking up at the sudden moment. I wait, listening for any indication of unseen eyes, any sound, but none.
That's what happens when you only have a coffee and some granola for a meal. I think I should head back now.
I turn my back to the long trail behind me, shuddering as I shake the last of the heebie-jeebies off, blissfully unaware of whatever was lurking in the dark just beyond the tree line. By the time I had returned to the camp, Jason made quick work of the tents. I paused to take in the impressive feat, impressed by the sheer speed of producing so many quality tents in such a short amount of time. It was Jason after all. Should I be so surprised? He doesn't notice me at first, but by the time he does, I'm more than already circled back to his side. He flinches a bit, but I only smile in response.
Looks great. I bet doing lights out checks will be a breeze tonight with how many sleeping bags fit in here.
That's the plan. I can't believe you're done with the torches already. You really have improved quite a bit since you started.
There it is, the swell of pride I've become so fond of. It feels like with every compliment on my completed tasks, I've come closer and closer to mastering the craft. Maybe I'd even reach his level one day. Still, if I had maybe Maybe if I had, maybe it wouldn't have been so enjoyable. After all, the learning process has been all the fun, all the memories that I've come to have with him. My hands brush through my hair, smirking at the commentary of the head counselor.
If I showed you all my secrets and my tricks, you might try to capitalize off them.
Is that it? I didn't think you had such a poor opinion of me.
And just like that, I felt my ego deflate, my smile gone and replaced with a horrified expression. He must have picked up on it. He stared. You know what? I'm going to quickly pause it and look forward to see if anything actually happens. Not that I don't like the game, I'm just actually really curious. Let's see.
We have.
I might be glad we put that pause on, guys. What?
I just
you
killed
died.
you?
Oh.
I love how it's My Bloody Valentine is the cover.
You can die!
He's also one of the ones you can fuck.
You can die!
Yep.
Okay, good. We go back to it then. That was all I wanted to check, chat. We put it on pause. I just fast forwarded a little bit just because I wanted to see. He must have picked up on it. He started to laugh deep and baritone. It washed over me and I couldn't help but stare in confusion despite my insensitive comment.
That was a joke.
I
fumble with my sign a bit.
knew that. Anyways.
I look to the empty fire pit and let out a tired groan. Not exactly my favorite thing, if only because of the level of manual labor involved, but it had to be done regardless. I stretch my arm above my head and plant my hands at my hips confidently.
Well, even if no one likes to, setting up the bonfire isn't going to happen on its own.
Really? Why don't people like to?
Well, not everyone is as strong as you when it comes to hefting up all that firewood.
Even without seeing much of his face, I could read the confusion easily with body language. There was a moment where he looked around, pausing in his work, before canting his head to the side in understanding. So it must have been a respect to his strength that made sense.
I see.
Oh,
Okay. I think that might be
yeah,
the one
that was the one you hit. The bottom one.
Yeah.
Do you want to see what the death path looks?
Yeah, let's look at that.
Your body is amazing.
What's not to understand? Your body is amazing.
Jason looks at me a little off guard and becomes stiff.
Sorry, I didn't mean it to come off like that. Your body is an impressive sight.
I begin to blush and feel a little awkward after making that comment. Maybe I shouldn't have said that.
No, it's okay. Thank you.
Jason rides up his sleeves and begins to flex his arms at me, making my face heat up. I can't stop my hands from reaching out and touching his impressive muscles. As soon as I touch him, a strong force hits my face and knocks me down to the ground. It was his fist.
Oh shit, my head.
I look up at Jason, who quickly bends down to me. I can't read his emotions right now. I don't know if he's got mad or... I start to see double of everything gets blurry. My head starts to hurt so much. I lightly touch the side of my head and bring my hand in front of me. Is that blood?
You died.
Alright, so that's how we died. Let's go back and see the other ones.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that, I'm gonna be honest. I think that one will keep you alive.
You were raised well?
Yeah,
Okay.
because he's a mama's boy.
Your mother raised you incredibly well.
At the moment of his mother, Jason's composure falls lax and he nods. There was no taking away from the swell of pride that came from being the man his mother wanted him to be, and it felt good to hear someone speak kindly of her. As his gaze settles on me, I feel I feel eyes on my face, and the blush races across my cheeks.
My mother has a tendency to get on the bad side of a lot of the counselors. She's an amazing woman. She deserves to be seen as much. I think so, anyway.
I nod in agreement, thinking of a few instances in which Mrs. Voorhees and I have interacted. She certainly had an icy sort of way to conversate, but I didn't find her awful. She seemed nice when we talked to her.
Yeah.
It was easy to see that she was simply protective of her son, like all mothers were, and well, the other counselors here, especially the girls, they weren't really subtle about the stares they gave her son when he was doing any form of manual labor around the camp.
She actually likes you.
We live!
That may not be a good thing, by the way, just saying.
Fuck! The comment throws me off guard, and I feel the stupefied expression taking my expression over. His mother spoke about me?
I know. It took me by surprise too, believe it or not. Not because it's you, just because she's slow to warm up to others. You do a lot more than the other counselors, though. I do admit that much.
I'm gonna save really quick, since we know we can die.
Alright,
Yeah.
so hang on a sec. So what's this? What's the choice here?
Does that mean you warmed up to me too? I'll see if I can help her more then. I feel like that's the one that's gonna keep you alive.
Yeah.
So do we want to go with the death option then and just see what happens?
Yeah, how
Yeah,
about you, Kim?
yeah. Do it. Does that mean you warmed up to me too then?
His form goes rigid, ducking his head as if to try and think of something witty to match my own, but to no avail. Instead, he scratches nervously at his collarbone, past the form-fitting polo, and... Oh, that's supposed to be a polo shirt, okay. And I can't stifle a giggle that comes from my lips in response.
Oops, sorry, I
Jason.
didn't realize I was muted. It's... You make it easier, socializing. I enjoy your company quite a bit.
His words put a smile on my face, but then I remember if I need to set anything else up for the campers. Oh, that seems to have gone well too.
Okay.
Looks like everything is done. By the time the sun is set, all the kids had taken to their tents, sleeping bags in hand, and got to running around enjoying the activities of the night. I ducked back into the cafeteria to get the menu for the evening, something every child and every adult like myself would look forward to: fried chicken drumsticks, 3 cheese mac and cheese, and a side of veggie fries. For dessert, Jason had opted to vote for apple slices, but there was no moving me when it comes to s'mores. It took some doing, but the night had gone so well, it was like he was willing to go along with whatever I recommended. I shouldn't let this go to my head, but I don't know. I think I like him a lot more than I realized. I pause in my walking, exhaling softly and smiling to myself, clutching at the trays before looking out to where Jason had been. A few of the children had gathered around him, watching with anticipation as he showed them the proper way to sharpen a stick for them to roast their marshmallows on. He's gonna stab them. Oh wait, right, he doesn't kill kids, only the counselors. Even with full bellies, the moment the dessert was mentioned, they were ready for more. It was adorable, seeing him mesh so effortlessly with the kids, especially given his age and sometimes brash temperament. Oh, that's cute. Oh my god, those kids'
What
faces.
the fuck, man?
That kid looks like he's going to eat the marshmallow right off. I head over. Well, this might not be a finished image, too. I head over, waiting until most of the kids were settled before breaking their concentration.
Drum roll. No drum roll, guys? I might have to eat these all on my own.
Marshmallows, gimme! Can I have one? Can I have 2, 3? Please, Jess? I laughed a bit, feeling small hands tugging at my cargo shorts and pulling me off balance a bit. Once I gathered a crowd, I found my gaze traveling upwards and locking eyes with the head counselor, who he was giving me such a look. So new and intense, I thought my heart would fly out my throat. I swallowed and tugged my hands, pulling me back to reality.
I'll tell you what. The one who sits the most still and doesn't blink gets 3 marshmallows off the bat. Ready?
It took little effort to corral them all, but once the marshmallows went onto the sticks, the kids all had their chocolate and graham crackers set up, I finally found time to sit down. I've never actually had a s'more before.
Never?
They are delicious.
No?
Dude, you're missing out.
So
You gotta
that,
get
Never had
some
one.
Yeah.
s'mores.
yes.
They are delicious.
I'll have to have one eventually.
Yeah.
An explosive, tired little raspberry blew past my lips as I had my 5 marshmallows lined up, ready for building when a shadow loomed overhead of me. My gaze looked upwards, smirking as the head counselor took his seat beside me, eyeing my stick and its contents. I could sense the judgment. I built the first, placed the stick between my thighs, and popped it in my mouth to sign him.
Nifa?
I did. I said what?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know if it was you or
It
Nerf.
didn't come through.
Sorry.
I probably interrupted. I'm sorry. I was just like, really? Really? You're gonna put that in between your
Everyone's on my
thighs
ass
and
about the s'mores.
right now?
I never had the chance.
Isn't 5 excessive? You're going to get fat.
Running around in the forest. Leave me alone, Dad.
Never. It's hardly enough. You can go camping. You can't go camping without s'mores. It's practically illegal, you know.
See
Jason
purity.
rolled his eyes. Shut up. I don't go camping.
We will take your
Jason
camping.
rolled his eyes.
So you can
No, I'm good. Jason rolled his eyes, building his own s'mores and sliding it beneath his mask, patting the crumbs off of his shirt. I didn't notice the way his eyes lingered on my marshmallow collective, only on the day's happenings and the kids conversing around the bonfire. He moved closer, scooping up the melting marshmallow and brushing his hands across the top of his knee and thigh. I choked on a s'more, pounding at my chest before swiveling my head to look at him, locking in another intense look once again, though this time he seemed perfectly aware of the effect his eyes had. Would you two just fuck already?
Oh, Lord. It could have burned you, you know. Here.
I looked at the paper plate he had offered me, but I was quick to return back to those crystal blue eyes of his. I chewed slower, blinking before looking away shyly with a chuckle. This reads like a fucking fan fiction at this point.
Yeah.
I need you
Hi,
to
puppy.
look at our main character wearing a hoodie but a strange necklace with big titties and wearing all black.
She's not wearing a hoodie.
That's her hair, I think, or it's supposed to be.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
this
supposed
is
to
a
be her
fucking
hair.
she got man hands.
This is a fanfic. This is like an absolute fanfic. Oh hey.
Yes,
I
it's
love
literally called Slasher Dating Simulator. Yes, it is, and I'm not opposed to this. I would have picked Kisa if we were going with my choices.
I would have.
Kim knows why. Kim's gonna giggle.
So many ways to do it. I feel like they did not pull this off properly though.
They do like drawing man hands,
Yeah.
but the art again might not be finished yet. But I still like it. Once I was rid of the dessert in my mouth, I transferred the marshmallow onto the plate, signing with my what the hell just popped up. Oh, come on, Discord again?
Our statements against
Yes,
it.
it was. It was. It was deeply offended. Fuck you, Discord.
We have offended it.
Jason killed Disc.
Because I said I didn't eat s'mores?
Honestly, Purity said she liked it though. I just said it could have been done a little implemented better. The story.
Apparently you offended Discord. Apologize to it.
I'm sorry, Discord. I'm driving. Please forgive me.
Thank you. It's been a long time since I've enjoyed these. Maybe since the last time I was at camp myself, actually.
I've never. Shut up, chat. Never had the chance to eat them.
This is my first time, actually.
The camp I went to never even offered them.
What? There's no way. If you grew up here, you have to have had the chance once or twice. Do you just not like them?
There's a moment of silence the two of us share, and I feel my stomach knot because of it. He looks drawn to the bonfire, unmoved when a few of the kids take to running down the trail. My brows knit tight in concern.
Jason?
Jason?
Sorry about that. I wasn't exactly popular with other kids. I was bullied often. It was easier to be by myself than to be around other kids. Sometimes around the other counselors, it still feels that way. I'm a bitch. Stupid, considering I'm a grown man now. Oh well, I apologize. You didn't ask for a sob story.
In an instant, I felt my heart sink like a ship. As I watched him now, the nonchalant in his admittance, I feel an urge to rise up inside of me. I could chase it, I tell myself, or I can let him be. Maybe he didn't need to be smothered. I didn't want him to feel like I was pitying him, but what if... Alright, as much as I would like to continue this, I guess we can go for a few more minutes, but I do have to start dinner soon. So, do you guys want to continue, or do you want to try to continue this next time?
It's up to you.
Up
We've
to
already
you.
gotten a few death endings.
Yeah.
We have been going for over 3 hours, almost 4 hours.
Feeling if you scoot closer and rub his back, it's gonna kill him.
You want to see if that'll kill him?
I'm kind of
Go for
curious.
one more death.
It seems like whenever you
Let's
touch
do
him,
this.
bad things happen, so yeah.
Let's make bad things happen is the ending.
Okay.
Touchy-feely.
It takes a moment or two, but I follow my instincts to move a little closer, letting our thighs touch and let my hand find the small of his back. The hesitation at first, when I get closer to him, I can see him tense up, expecting something abrupt, but all of that melts away when my hand finds his back. Fingertips run out against him, and I eventually find purchase at the collar of his shirt, rubbing small circles there.
Jason, I had no idea. I don't know what to say.
Damn it, Jason, why aren't you killing her?
Maybe he's about to hit her.
There's nothing to say. It happened, and it's in the past. A long time ago in the past. If anything, it taught me to stand up for myself and crush skulls.
I feel my jaw tighten at that and shake my head. What was that last part?
Skull crushing.
Doesn't make it right, or take away from how you felt, both then and now. You deserve better.
Another long pause of silence and a look of disbelief before then canting his head to the side curiously.
I love this. She's like, I can
You're
fix him,
probably
guys!
You're probably the kindest person I have met in a long time. Really.
Well, oh, wrong you. That's you, sorry.
Oh Lord.
Well, I don't know if that makes me really happy or really sad. Is it Kevin? You know, I can put a couple of millipedes in his bunk if he's being a pain to you.
There's a laugh that erupts from him, shaking his head and trying to control it, but to no avail. There's a genuine warmth to it, and it's infectious. There's a few awkward hiccups here and there, but eventually I find... I'm gonna read that again and see if anyone finds where there's a mistake here. There's a few awkward hiccups here and there, but eventually I finds himself once more and gives me a good long once over. What?
Yeah.
I finds himself.
Oh,
Maybe it's supposed to be he
God.
finds.
He finds himself, yes.
You're finding him all right.
You found
Not so
something!
kind. Not so kind, then.
I roll my eyes and roll my hands in a show of theatrics, slicking my hair back a bit.
It's Kevin. He brings out the evil Jess.
Evil? Hardly. Though now I'm not sure how I feel. Going on a date with Jess's evil twin. Still, I enjoyed it.
He said it was what?
What the
I feel myself get lightheaded almost immediately, stammering aloud before smiling wildly. The way one does when they're absolutely nervous as hell. Are you telling me none of these kids are noticing these two doing this?
Seriously. They should
They're
start
doing
taunting them.
They never said that they finished the don't talk, sit still, and don't blink challenge for marshmallows.
Every one of those kids' s'mores is just burnt to a crisp.
I hope
They
you
They
are
all-
enjoyed
sitting
it.
perfectly still.
They
I
all
hope you-
died from lack of breathing.
Yes. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did anyway.
Of course I did.
Jason nodded, slipping his hand free from my own and planting both of them on top of his knees. There's a look of relief in his eyes before playing off the nerves of admitting his scheme of isolating me on a date. Wow, none of that sounded good. He doesn't mind that the silence is a bit awkward. He's basking in the moment all the same. Of our shared moment, he's just sitting there in the head going, I got a date. I got a date.
Fuck you, Kevin.
Kevin somewhere going, what? Why do I feel like somebody's saying fuck you? What happened?
Pain in my neck. I'm glad, Jess. I don't think I would have wanted to spend it with anyone else.
My hands rolled into the palms quietly as the night had gone on, and all the while my eyes never once left Jason's form. I've stopped being able to talk.
I want to know what it's like for your eyes to feel his form.
You ever see one of those cartoons where the eyes get really big and they do the tracing?
Yeah,
That's probably how.
that's it.
He's just staring at her like, what the fuck? I watched as he took to getting the kids tucked in, assuring them that whatever shadows that they had seen on the trails were their imagination before sending them off to bed, and picking up the toys and scattered marshmallows covered sticks to deposit in the chipper. He's gonna put the toys in the wood chipper? Oh god, those poor toys. So it was. An actual date? He called it a date. Instinct had my hands slapping at my face, groaning when the familiarity of heat raced across my face. I drew my knees to my chest, puffing tirelessly as the entire day's activities were picked apart one by one, all circling back to him. Something inside me felt almost upset that this was a date, considering how deep in I was becoming. Surely a date would end in a kiss, wouldn't it? Oh, the mere thought sent my head spinning. I found myself ashamed. Jason wasn't someone that just ran ahead, kissing and sleeping with whoever he wanted. No, that would be Freddy. That was for stupid, insensitive dipshits like Kevin. God damn, everyone hates
You,
Kevin.
Kevin.
What did Kevin do?
He's an a-hole.
Yes, he just is.
Okay.
It was Hollow Man.
Yeah.
Alright.
Why is this so...
Okay.
Monster! Monster! A shriek almost... I'm sorry, by the way, to all the call people. A shriek almost sent me flying out of my skin as standing upright so fast I nearly felt all my weight topple over the other side of the log. I found my stability, funny enough, in the child who tossed themselves into my arm. So I'm gonna pause it and then we're gonna just look forward because I do want to get to cooking soon.
Yeah, no.
Let's see if this is worth it. Otherwise,